Now I can go live. All right. Yo, what's good, everyone? How y'all doing today? How is everyone doing? We got a special guest here, JC from JCEaglesTalk. I put his links in the description, so if you want to, it's my mic. All right, I'm a
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, my name is JC from JCEaglesTalk. Hey, you back? All right.
Is it good now?
Yes, it's good now.
It's always it's like the beginning of the stream where my mic is just super fast. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But introduce yourself, man. I put his links in the description, so if you want to go sub this guy up, please do it. He's a great content creator. He's at 100, like 156, right?
About 156, yeah.
Yep. So let's get him to 200 as soon as possible. But introduce yourself, JC.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy JC from JCEaglesTalk. If you don't know about me, hopefully by the end of this stream, you will know about me. And you can find me on IG, on Twitter, and on YouTube under JCEaglesTalk. You know, I'm all about the Eagles community. I feel like that the Eagles content creator and fans are one of the best out there. No other fans team even come close to it. So if you like what you hear, hit your boy up, help your boy get to 200, and let's get into it.
Everybody's been waiting for this. Let's talk about the birds. But let me give a shout out to everyone who's in the chat. Nighty, what's up? AJ, what's good? But let's begin. Eagles this off season, it's been wacky. It's been up and down for the Eagles. It's been good or bad, especially with the Zach Ertz thing. So we can begin with that. He's made some videos on this, so let's talk about it. But JC, what are your thoughts on the Zach Ertz situation? And do you think he'll be dealt?
I need Zach Ertz to go. All right. I feel like if Zach Ertz stays with the Philadelphia Eagles, that we are going to be in a bad spot because this is the Dallas Goedert contract year, and we need to see what he has. Right now, there's been talk that Dallas Goedert and the Eagles are on the verge of contract extension. I don't know how close they are, but do you really think if Zach Ertz is on the team this upcoming season that he will be okay with being the number 2 tight end? I don't think so because he's getting paid $8.5 million. And if you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, you've seen it last year with Alshon Jeffries. He was making over $10 million something. So Howie Roseman want those guys to play because they are getting paid to play the game. They're not getting paid to be on the sideline. And that's how, Travis Fulgham got taken out the lineup. So I feel like the same exact situation could happen this upcoming season. If Zach Ertz is on the team, then Howie Roseman is going to want, Zach Ertz to be on the field instead of Dallas Goedert. And that is a bad situation for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I need him to go. And I think that he might get traded right before training camp or during training camp. Because it either get traded or released, because we about to see how his attitude is going to be when training camp starts. So that's my take on Zach Ertz.
So yeah, for sure. But I feel like Zach Ertz has to get traded. But the only thing the Eagles doesn't understand is that they can save $8.5 million in cap space if they release him. Yeah. So if you cut him, there's no harm in that. Then you're gonna get Steven Nelson. We need a CB2, and $8.5 million is a lot of money that Steven Nelson would want, and he's been asking for a lot. So I feel like if you get some of that money back, if you're free it up, you get Steven Nelson, which we need a CB2. I feel like it's gonna help us and it's gonna help the team around us. But
just to
sure.
piggyback on that, also, if we lose Zach Ertz this offseason, either through cut or trade, we might get a pick for him next year, either a third or fourth. That's how the NFL view high value free agents. If a team lose them, they give them extra picks the following season. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely, man. But this is a question a lot of people have been answering and just saying. But what's your breakout player on offense and what's one on defense?
My breakout player on offense it has to be Jalen Hurts. It has to be because he's fighting for his life. Because I believe if Jalen Hurts do not succeed in Philadelphia as a starting quarterback, I don't think there's no other team out there that's going to give him a shot to start. Because just based on the haters out there, that nobody thinks that Philadelphia is going to be any good because of Jalen Hurts. So if he does not succeed in Philadelphia, he might be a backup the rest of his career. So he has to break out. He has to come through. I mean, I'm not talking about MVP type stats. He just need to manage the game. I'll be okay if he just managed the game. Just don't cost us the game because I think our defense will carry us this year. But he has to do enough in order to keep the starting job. And if he does that, the Philadelphia Eagles are in perfect position to be the best team in the NFC, not only the East, but the whole NFC because of the 3 first-round possibly picks we have next year. So we keep Jalen Hurts. He balls out. And then next year, we could possibly have 3 first-round talent. I can't recall the last time Philadelphia picked 3 first-round talent or even had 3 first-round picks. So Jalen Hurts has to break out. That's my offensive player. And then on defense, I feel like Fletcher Cox. We paying you double digits. People has this offseason, people has questioned your work ethic. You and Aaron O'Donnell has been compared to each other this whole offseason. Aaron O'Donnell came 2 years after Fletcher Cox came, but have 30 more sacks than Fletcher Cox. Aaron O'Donnell freaking get double team and triple team, quadruple team every game. He still managed to get 30 more sacks than Fletcher Cox. What's the issue? What's the problem? Because I think that our defensive line has always been better than the Rams defensive line. So you can't tell me, oh, Fletcher Cox is getting double, triple team, maybe double. But Aaron Donald, he's been facing that his whole career in the NFL, and he's still balling out. So Fletcher Cox, he's on notice. His work ethics came into question. He better ball out, or he's gonna get kicked out.
I agree with you. I know a lot of people are sleeping on Jalen Hurts on the offense. So I hope this dude breaks out because he has so much more. He has a lot to offer. And not only that, but his character is amazing. Like with Wentz, who was considered our franchise quarterback, his character was horrible. He had good character at times, but he never really showed us that he was going to be the guy. And last year he showed us that he was just not the same player that we once had him as. But in 2017 he showed us what he can do. But now if Hurts doesn't have to have the same type of season as Wentz in 2017. No one's expecting that from him. But if he just does good to where he can put up some solid numbers and help us win some games, I think Hurts is our guy for a couple years. But I don't want to get rid of him because I don't want to see him as a backup on another team. But yeah, hopefully
Yeah, I agree.
too. Yeah. But for the third question, what's one player you think needs to break out on offense and defense?
Needs to break out.
Yeah, the last couple years they haven't been good, so they
So
have.
besides Hurts, I would say Rager. Rager was our first round draft pick, and he will forever be compared to Justin Jefferson. Yo, we let a first team All Pro, a Pro Bowler. He caught 7 touchdowns, over 1,100 yards. He has Jalen Rager will always be compared to Justin Jefferson, just like JJ Arthengo Whiteside, Mr. Umbrella Man, will always be compared to DK Metcalf. So JJ needs to show up, especially this year because Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, they're going to take the pressure off of Rager because people are going to be worrying about Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert before they were about Jalen Rager. So he's going to have a sneaky good year. He needs to have a sneaky good year. If not, then going into year 3, there's going to be so much pressure on him. And we all know that Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia, basketball, baseball, football is a hard city to play in. We have broken some grown ass men. Their psyche has been gone. Carson Wentz, Ben Simmons can't shoot for shit. So I mean, yo, you need to have tough skin to play in the city of Philadelphia. I grew up in South Jersey. I've been in Philly, like going back and forth to Philly my whole life. So I'm telling you, the fans don't care what have you done last year. They need to see it every year. Like they have short-term memory. These fans have short-term memory now. But so on offense is Rager. On defense, the other guy that I think needs to break out is whoever our CB2 is. Whoever our CB2 is on the hot stove, period. Because right now, that's our weakest link. The fans is hungry for a bona fide CB2. But I feel like if JG is who we think he is, if he's good in developing defensive back, just like he did in safety, just like he did Anthony Harris when he was in Minnesota, we should be okay for this year. We should be okay. So whoever our second, a CB2 and maybe Jaquette or McPherson or Maddox, whoever it is, need to break out.
Yo, that position, bro, is starting to lack, bro. That position is just so bad. Like I can't even express it to you. So they got my guy Slay on one side, and then they got this man getting burnt on the other side. I feel bad for Darius Slay because last year when he played DK Metcalf, it was just him by himself. So it was harder for him to just guard one person when the rest of the CB2s are just horrible. They can't do nothing.
Yeah, but Slay was a little bit disappointing too when he played against big wide receivers, like the big name wide receivers, like the Adams, the Metcalfs. Like he got torched. So to me, we brought you in to cover those guys, to be able to be physical and play those guys. But I also think it was the play call on defense that set them up. Like if you are Ben Schwartz, look, Jim Schwartz, like Ben Simmons is still stuck in my head. If you are Jim Schwartz, why are you not blitzing? Like you see these guys are not getting to the quarterback. Why are you not sending one extra guy to blitz? Why not? Because you see we don't have that great talent. Yes, Slay is a top 10 defensive back. But the offensive player, if you play football, the offensive player always have the advantage because they know the route. They know exactly where to go. You are just guessing. And if you're out there for 10, 15 seconds, I don't care how great you are, you're going to get torched at some point because you could only guess right so many times. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I have to agree with JC on that one. I feel like even how good Darius Slay is, we all know that he still like got beat on times. Yes, some of that was Jim Schwartz, but he didn't know when to like get to that route. I mean, as you said, the offensive player always has the upper edge because they know the route. And you said it best. They can, the defensive player can win so many times against the offensive player. But Darius Slay last year, he showed us that he's still good, but it's like his age is like getting older. That age is gonna come into play. Father Time's gonna catch up to him, and hey, that CB2 is gonna make him look even worse because these big name receivers gonna get better. But as we're like talking about cornerbacks and stuff,
Mhm.
who do you think the Eagles will sign at CB2?
I think they're going to do a trade. I feel like that they're going to pull the trigger and try to get Howard. I really feel like because we don't have to pay him this year. Like if Miami could swallow that, that money that they paid him, and 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 Howard come to the Eagles for, I give up a first for Howard. I give up first and Barnett. I give up first and JJ and Boston Scott. Like what I mean? Like I don't care, but we need a CB2, and I feel like it's either going to be Howard or Nelson. But Nelson, to me, is he really a outside corner? Is he really an outside corner? Because I think he's better played in a slot than an outside corner. So what I brought up a few live streams ago is if Philly could trade for Howard, right? We don't have to pay him this year. He could play out his contract because next year we have money. Next year we want the top 5 teams with actual money. So we don't have to pay him this year. All right. We give up a first. Okay, fine. We still have 2. And then we sign Nelson when we trade Zach Ertz. So we get rid of Hurts, we get the 8.5 million, and then we bring in Nelson to play the slot because we about to play some team this year that's about to bust our head to the white meat. They're not going to take it easy on us. Yo, Dallas got 3, Kansas City got 3, Tampa Bay got 3. I mean, the Giants got 3, Washington got 3. All these, the Chargers got 3. So every team we play have 3 wide receivers that could be, good against us if we don't have a good slot. Maddox, to me, he had his chance. Like Maddox been on this roster for at least 3-4 years, and I'm not impressed. Like I'm not impressed at all with Maddox. So that's what I'm saying. We trade for Howard and we sign Nelson in free agency when we get rid of Zach Ertz. We need that money. We need that money.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would want Howard, but like, now, do you think Howard's gonna be CB1, or do you think Slay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Slay is CB2.
Look, it's Sky Blue. Like, Howard, a 10 interception season.
Yeah.
Like, this haven't happened since 06, 07. We look up the stats like a few live streams ago. Like, it hasn't happened in a long time. He will automatically be CB1. Slay will be CB2. And Maddox will be slot. And the pressure will be the pressure will be on Maddox. Because those 2 guys, Howard and Slay on the outside, is going to 9 out of 10 shut people down. So it's going to be up to the slot.
Yeah, it's got a chance to be one of the best second. Well, I would say it's probably a top 2 or top like 3.
Nah, it'll be number 1.
Yeah, number 1 probably.
If we get Howard and Nelson some way, somehow, if we do exactly what I said, we trade for Howard, we sign Nelson, we trade Zach Ertz, we get that money to be able to sign Nelson on the slot, there's no way we would not be top, like number 1 as far as a defensive back position.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. I want Howard, but like at the same time, like the money is there, but like I feel like we're gonna have enough money to keep him for next year because we have $40 to $50 million in cap space. And not only that, we got 3 first-round picks.
And then we might get rid of some veterans too next year because Barnett right now is stealing $10 million from us. Stealing. I say stealing because this dude been in the league. This is his 5th year, I believe, and I think a combine of maybe 12 sacks combined in 5 years. I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but like this dude has not produced, and they had the nerve, the audacity to compare him to motherfucking Reggie White because he broke his sack record in college. This ain't college. This is the pros. So I need them to look. I need Barnett to show up. If not, we don't need to resign him next year, and that's more money that we have to pick up somebody else.
Yeah. I feel like now that Barnett has like a better defensive line coach, I feel like now Tracy Rocker, he got that hyper energy, so I feel like he's gonna get Derek Barnett going, and I feel like Derek Barnett's gonna have more to prove this year because he has more chips on the table. You got guys like Josh Sweat who's coming to they're sniffing for his job, and then you still got guys like Brian Kerrigan who can certainly take his job for how good he is. And then you got that $10 million in cap books that we still have to eat if we get rid of him next year. So this is his prove it year. Are you going to be our defensive end or not? So yeah, that's how I'm looking at it with Barnett. But let's go back to the offense.
Okay.
What are your expectations for our wide receiving core?
Well, we have to know who's going to be our top four wide receivers because I don't see us going past four. I mean, I don't see us bringing no more than four on the field at a time. So if Devontae Smith is your number one guy, if Jalen Reagor is your number two guy, who's number three? Who's number four? We think that TF13 will be number three. Travis Fulgham will be three. And then Greg Ward would be four. But there's Watkins out there, there's Hightower, there's JJ, Mr. Umbrella Man out there. So we'll see. But I expect that our wide receiver core to be an upgrade from the past 2 years. Like the past 2 years, I mean, we literally played with garbage cans. Like literally, so we ain't had nobody the past 2 years. Ever since that Super Bowl, we haven't had anybody healthy. To stay healthy, health is going to be the number one key. We need to stay healthy. But our wide receiver core, I like it. I think Reagor is going to break out, like I said, because he's not going to be the primary guy. Reagor is not a number one. He's a number two. He's the best number two probably you're going to see. He reminds me of a Macklin, right? When we had Deshaun Jackson.
A bigger Jeremy Macklin.
When we had Macklin and Jackson. Jackson was your number one. Jackson is the guy you went to every game saying, we need to stop Deshaun Jackson. We cannot let Deshaun Jackson beat. And then Macklin was eating. Macklin was eating because they always had the second best corner on him with no help. But Jackson had the safety, the number one corner, the number two corner. Like everybody was on Jackson and Macklin was eating. If we could go back to that time and Devontae Smith being the number one and Reagor being the number two, but even though Goddard would be the number two, but he's not a wide receiver. That's what I'm saying. Number one, Smith, two, Goddard, three, Reagor. He still should win that matchup. Mm-hmm. So I love our wide receiver core. I can't wait. I'm excited. They young, they hungry. They've been hearing the disrespect the whole offseason. So we don't need to talk no more. No more tweets need to go out from any Philadelphia Eagle player. It's time to put up or shut up. That's it. The season is about 2 weeks away before football starts. So I need them to stop tweeting. Lane Johnson hasn't been healthy or played a full 16-game season in a few years. He needs to stop tweeting, all right? Just show up, stay healthy, and let's shut everybody up.
Sure, facts. We gotta stop talking on Twitter and stuff. And just prove it on the field, cause guys like Jalen Hurts, Reagor, Smith, guys like Barnett or Whiteside, they all want their respect.
Yes, sir.
And Kayvon Wallace too, he wants his respect. Why not just prove it on the field? Stop talking nonsense and just go prove it on the field. Yes, we understand that it's the media that's just making these outlets and stuff. That's totally not wrong. But just go prove them wrong on the field. That's what we want to see. No more. The action speaks for itself. No more talking and just put the action on the field. But yeah, I love this receiving core, man. Devontae Smith, he's a beast.
Yeah, man. I love Devontae Smith pick. I mean, the Eagles, it was a blessing in the skies, man.
Yeah.
Like, in order for us to get Devontae Smith, everything had to go right, and we needed some luck.
Mhm.
And lucky for us, Surtain was gone, Horn was gone. I didn't think that the Broncos was going to pick Surtain at all. And I definitely didn't see Horn going before Surtain to, I think, Carolina. I
Mhm.
think he went.
You want to
So,
who? Certain?
so with those two, no, Horn.
Oh, Horn.
Horn went first. I
Yep.
think he went to
Horn.
Carolina, and then Surtain went to the Broncos. I did not see both CB2s going inside of top 10 because there were so many wide receivers out there. And then I definitely didn't see the Cowboys trading with the Philadelphia Eagles. Their arch rivalry, our biggest freaking rivalry ever is Dallas week. Nobody say it's Giants week or it's Washington week. It's Dallas week. We have a week for Dallas, dedicated to the Dallas Cowboys because we hate them that much. And for you to trade with the Philadelphia Eagles, I didn't see that coming. So we needed the perfect scenario and some luck, and we had it all.
Mhm.
And who knows what might happen? Like how many years is gonna haunt Dallas? Hey, just like us not trading up 3 slots to get CD Lamb.
Yes.
I mean, is it gonna haunt us for years to come? I don't know. I mean, but hey, to have a Heisman Trophy winner on our team and to be humble like that, I love it.
Yeah.
I like him.
Jerry Jones said, "I'm sorry for what I did to you guys last year by taking CD Lamb, stealing him from you guys."
But
So,
also, he gave us a return because last year we traded them in order for them to get their center of the future.
yeah, for sure. He said, "We're gonna give you guys Devontae Smith, and not only that, we're gonna both rub it in the Giants' faces
That's
because
thinking
we
stupid
just stole
Giants
the
fans.
guy. It was even better when we took him from the Giants, because they've been talking a lot this entire offseason.
And
So
they're still talking.
yeah,
They're still talking.
to steal their guy, that was the best moment ever. Like that was the best moment of the draft for us.
Yo,
But,
can I even say something? Like, if you're a Giants fan and you watching out there, I mean, I did a stream I think yesterday or the day before, that I had stats when I had Nate talk sports. He's a Giants fan. He came on live stream, and I had stats for him. The last 22 games, the Giants won 5. We won 17 out of 22. The past 22 meetings.
yeah,
So think about that.
yeah,
The Giants is trash. They're dumpster juice. I mean, hey, they ain't nobody to us. I mean, they're not even in our league. Like their stadium should literally be named the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium. As much miracles we had at that damn stadium, it should be our stadium. So that's our second home. I don't care if we play the Giants away or home. We're going to win both. We're going to bust their heads open. It is what it is.
For sure. Giants, y'all suck. We always troll you guys. So when we took Devontae Smith, thank the Lord. Right? But we got one Giants fan up in the chat, Mike Nixon. So that
Yeah,
bad.
it's Mike Nixon.
Yeah,
Oh.
Mike Nixon's a Giants fan. Yeah, he's one of my buddies. He's a Giants fan. Yeah, but let's go to the next question.
So that's what I was smelling. I was smelling something. They probably was a Giants fan. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ooh.
Giants fans, man. But what's a training camp battle that like you're excited to see this offseason or training camp for training camp? Yeah.
Well, I need to see the left tackle battle. I need to see who's going to win that, either Mariota or Dillard, because this is Dillard, I believe his third year, right? His third year. And we drafted him high as hell, and we got to see something from him. But is he going to beat out Mariota? I don't know. I mean, he stepped up last year, man. Honest truth, man. Mariota, he had big shoes to fill, and Jason Peters, and he stepped up. He should have played more if the Eagles, once again, wasn't so stubborn and paying an old free agent, like top dollars to play the left tackle position. So they feel like they had to start Jason Peters and Mariota suffers because of that. But I think that Mariota will win that position. But the key is, what is Dillard going to do? Is he going to be willing to play on the offensive line and other positions? So I want to see that battle, and I also want to see the running back. We got 7 running backs. Who's going to make the roster? Who's going to be strictly for special teams? And who's going to back up Miles Sanders? I have a feeling it's going to be Gainwell, because he was supposed to be a 3rd-round draft pick. We got him in the 5th round. That's a steal. I mean, so he could do it all. He could catch, run through people. Like, he could even throw the damn ball. So he could do it all. So why not have that guy, and then have behind him have Kerryon Johnson, the bruiser back, like a LeGarrette Blount type back. You know what I mean? So we have those 3 guys right here. So that's my dream scenario with Sanders, Gainwell, and Johnson. So the left tackle and the running back position is the 2 battles that I'm looking at best, because the wide receiver, Greg Ward would not be our number 3. Like, he's not going, beat out TF13 unless something happens. So I feel like that a wide receiver is Smith, Rager, and TF13, the 3 wide receivers on the field.
Absolutely. Now, do you think it's just a bunch of running backs like just battling for RB2, or is it just like a couple like Johnson and Howard, or is it Johnson and
I think it's a whole bunch of running backs battling for number 4 or 3. I mean, I think we're going to keep 4. I really think we're going to keep 4, especially at the end. If the NFL did the same thing they did last year with the with the whole COVID situation, where you're allowed to carry 56 on game day instead of 53. So now we're able to carry one more extra back, or one more extra wide receiver, or one more extra, defensive tackle, and whatever it is. I feel like that Gainwell, I feel like it is our number 2, but who's our number 3 or number 4? So I feel like those 2, number 3 and number 4, is a battle. You're not going to draft a Gainwell and cut him or put him on the practice squad. That's not going to happen, people. That's not going to happen. And I think Johnson is a 4th quarter type back. Physical. Y'all tired? We coming for you now. You know what I mean? So I feel like the first 2 quarters, like the first 2-3 quarters, it is going to be Sanders and Gainwell. You might even see Howard in there. But the 4th quarter is Johnson time. It's Johnson quarter. Like, big old back, well rested, and he's going to be pounding the rock like he did in Auburn. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I absolutely, man. Johnson, like, I feel like he didn't get a chance because of his health.
Yeah, he kept playing hurt.
Yeah, he kept playing hurt and stuff. So
yeah,
I feel like if he's healthy, he can be RB2, but like, you still got Gainwell, so he's gonna be a beast. I honestly think if Gainwell, if Miles Sanders doesn't play, like, he's not consistently healthy, or he's not playing good, I think Gainwell could take his job. That's how I see him. But that's like
Miles Sanders.
Yeah, if Miles Sanders is not healthy, Gainwell could take his job. I feel like, because like Gainwell was he could have been a 3rd-round pick to a 2nd-round pick. So if he was a pick in a 5th round, I feel like if Sanders isn't healthy enough, Gainwell's an opt out. So if he played the entire season, he would have been better. So I feel like if Sanders is not consistently healthy, I think Gainwell's taking his job. But that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, but also this is Miles Sanders' contract year. Him and Goddard is in the same boat. This is their contract year. So you have to see if Miles Sanders is the guy moving forward. So, I'm hoping he's still healthy, but if he does get injured and come back from injury, he's still our number 1. Like, I don't think the coach, because this is it for him. Like, we have to see what we have in him. Because if not, then we have to decide. The Philadelphia Eagles have to decide to pick up his 5th-year option, because next year is his 5th year. So he has to step up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love Sanders. Run, booby, run. We saw that one game against the Saints. He flew by. So if we can get more of that this year, I'm gonna be happy. But let's talk about Fletcher Cox for like a
Okay.
couple minutes. Now with like him not being like productive enough the last like couple of years, he's been okay, but like he never like it's been bumpy for him. So it's like one season he has 8 sacks, and then another season like a couple of sacks, like five
Mhm.
sacks. Do you think the Eagles should trade him? And is it about time?
Well, Fletcher Cox best year was the year that we won the Super Bowl. I mean, that year our defensive line was, with Long coming on, with Graham, with Barnett even showed up that year, so he had his best year. Um, I feel like if he do not produce this upcoming season, the Philadelphia Eagles will entertain trade talks for Fletcher Cox, which will piss him off, which will put us in a bad situation because we have to get rid of him now. So because he probably gonna hold out, you know what I mean? So like these players are prideful. So as soon as they start hearing rumors, yes, some of them say, "Hey, I don't listen to radio. I don't watch the sports news, whatever." Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I mean, so I feel like if he do not produce this year, he have to be traded. Like a year too early, better than a year too late. Like Zach Hurts, this is a year too late. We should have traded him a year before. But now it's just like we are struggling to get a fourth round pick. Nobody wants to give up a fourth round pick for a Super Bowl winning tight end. Like he broke the NFL reception record for tight end in a season the year we won the Super Bowl. Nobody want to give up a fourth round pick for him. And Zach Ertz right now, I easily would put him in top 10 and tight end. But still, nobody want to give a fourth round pick for him. Why is that? Because of his attitude last year, and because they know that the Philadelphia Eagles have to make a decision, have to let him go. So I do not want to be in that situation with Fletcher Cox. If he doesn't produce, hey, guy, he's still on our books for another year. So technically, we could keep him. But I would get rid of him. I would get rid of him. Hey, we are starting a new era, and we need young meat. Like we drafted well this off season right here, this draft, we literally drafted Fletcher Cox replacement, honest truth, with Milton. And then the other draft pick we did, I mean, I think that Fletcher Cox is expendable if he does not produce, especially if he only giving us 5 damn sacks. What the hell 5 sacks going to do for me? Nothing. Nothing at all. So, yeah, he needs to produce.
I agree with you. And I like the Zach Ertz comparison because Zach Ertz, if you look at in 2018, that was his best year. In 2019, you could have traded him when
Yeah.
he still could have been.
But then we offered him a contract extension
Yeah.
in 2019, and
Yeah.
he didn't take it.
For sure. Like I feel like if you would have traded him a year or two ago, you probably would have got more for Zach Ertz.
Oh yeah,
Now, if you look
absolutely.
at the Fletcher Cox situation, if you don't trade him right now, then it might impact you in the future because you're just gonna do the same thing that you did with Zach Ertz. You could have traded him, but you decided to not to because he wanted a contract. And I don't want that to happen again because I want a lot of picks for this team because we're young and we need a lot of meat, as you said, on this like young meat on this
Yeah.
table. So we gotta do something about that. But what are your expectations for Miles Sanders, Booby? What do you think of him?
Well, since we have so many backs, it's hard for me to see him going over 1,300 rushing yards. I see him breaking 1,000 for sure, but because I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles will lead the league. I've been saying this for like 3 months ago, even before I even started YouTube thing. Um, with the backs we have and the mobile quarterback that we have, the Philadelphia Eagles should be the number one rushing team in the league. If we are not, then there's something wrong. The Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott is coming off a broken ankle. He's not going to be running much. And if he do, like, he's definitely going to slide really, really, really quick. The Giants, Daniel Jones is not reliable when he runs the ball because he trip over his damn 2 feet all the damn time and fumble. So Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic, Fitztragic, whichever name you want to give him, he's not going to run like he's not better than Jalen Hurts in running. I mean, I could go down through the whole AFC, NFC, and I don't see, besides Lamar Jackson, the Ravens is the only team that could beat the Philadelphia Eagles out and rushing to be the number one rushing team because they have Lamar Jackson. They have a couple of draft picks that they, got. They let Ingram go, but they still have Edwards and their draft pick. So they're able to be, to be the number one rushing offense because Lamar Jackson don't really throw the ball that much. But Jalen Hurts is a better version of Lamar Jackson, in my opinion now, because he could throw the ball better. And I mean, he may not be as fast, but he still is mobile enough and elusive enough to help us do with the RPO, with the Miles Sanders getting some big yards, the Gainwell, the Johnson. We have the best group of running backs in the NFL. So we should lead the league in rushing. So Miles Sanders touches would get cut into. Like he would, like those touches will go down, but he still should touch the ball at least 200 plus times this year, though. If he's our number one, number two, like first down, second down, it is Miles Sanders down. Remember, he still could catch the ball, but he's a little iffy with his hands sometimes. But yeah, so 1,300 yards. So my prediction for Miles Sanders is 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Yes, sir. Now, if we're just basing it off of like this year, do you think he can be a Pro Bowler? Or,
absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think he'll be a Pro Bowler?
Yeah, I mean, the 10 touchdown alone should put him in a Pro Bowl because I don't see a lot of running backs that's gonna put up 10 touchdowns. So I mean, yeah, absolutely, 1,300-yard 10 touchdown. He will be a Pro Bowl. I mean, he would definitely be the number one back in our division with 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Sure. I think in our like conference for the NFC, I feel like for running backs, there's like a lot of good running backs, but it's hard for me to say that he's going to be a Pro Bowler. But I definitely think he can be because Zeke had a bad season last year, and we don't know if he's going to go back to that like same version of himself. Yes, he's going to get some help from that because he didn't have connections with his quarterback last year. But I feel like this running back conference is so like stacked. Like you got Barkley, you got Zeke, you got Aaron Jones. It's hard for me to say he will, but I think he has a chance to because Zeke might have a step back year. He might have another like back like regressing year. So Zeke might downplay, and then Sanders gets into the Pro Bowler. What's called Pro Bowler and stuff. But
could you put infamous question up there, infamous 2K question up there real quick?
I got you.
Infamous. No, the first one. His first one.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah. How do we have the best running back group in the NFL?
He said, okay, right here.
So so he was like, how do we have the best running back group in the NFL when Kenneth Gainwell has not even played a snap? These rookies could be horrible. But the same way damn PFF done ranked all these rookies ahead of our guy. So look, it's just an opinion, but at the same time, if our offensive line is healthy, we're top 5 offensive line automatically. You can't argue that. If our offensive line is healthy, we're top 5, period. And now with that being said, if Miles Sanders could stay healthy, look, there's a whole bunch of if and could and stuff like that. This is the preseason, what an off season for us. So everybody is undefeated. Everybody is healthy at this point. So we have a top 5 offensive line. We have a coach that believes in running the ball. If you watch the Colts offense last year, freaking
John
Naheem Hines
Yeah,
led, he led their team in receiving yards.
yeah,
And also they had Taylor. They
yeah,
believe in a two-headed monster.
yeah.
Like they believe in the two-headed monster. So just go watch the Colts season from last year on YouTube, and then you come back and tell me, like, don't we have the potential of being the best running back group in the NFL? Gainwell tape don't lie. Tapes don't lie. This dude is a baller. Johnson, he's a beast. Yo, he played in the SEC. He got drafted in the first or second round by the Detroit Lions for a reason. All right, if he can stay healthy and we don't use him that much, a fourth quarter situations, we start using Johnson. I'm telling you, we have. Name me another top four: Sanders, Gainwell, Johnson, Howard. Please put in the chat if you believe there's another top four running back group out there on any team. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, and not just that, but to answer infamous 2K's question, if you look at our running backs, we got Sanders, who's a beast. You can argue that he's a top 10 running back. I don't think he's a top 10, but you can argue it. You have Jordan Howard, who definitely can can be productive when he's healthy.
Yep.
So you got that. And if he's healthy, he can break out or at least be productive. Then you got Johnson, who's a productive player. And it's injuries that have been limiting him. So I feel like if the injuries are not there anymore, he can definitely be a productive player. And then you leave Gainwell. Gainwell is what was he, a 5th round pick? I projected to go in the 3rd round, and he went in the 5th round. He fell right into our laps. Imagine if he played the entire season. Dude, that dude would have had at least like a breakout season in college.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see where JC is coming from. And there's not really that much running back, 4 running back sets, like the Eagles. So I have to agree with him on that one. This is another question here. What is your thoughts on this whole competition thing for the Eagles?
Well, I love it because it keeps everybody on their toes. Competition is always good in any sport. I mean, if you feel like that you're about to lose your job, your urgency tighten up a little bit. Like, hey, your life is on the line, your money's on the line, your family's on the line. So now you have no choice but to step up your game, which will only make you better. So I love the whole competition thing. I mean, but the thing is, like I said a few streams ago, there could be competition, but we know the obvious starters. Like, we know that Jalen Hurts is the number one guy. We know that Miles Sanders is the number one guy. Jason Kelsey, he's the number one center. Like, Lane Johnson, he's our right tackle. So we know obvious Devontae Smith, he's our number one wide receiver. Like, we know, the obvious. Tell me the burning question that we have: who's our left tackle? That's competition. Who's our 3rd or 4th wide receiver? That's competition. Who's our CB2? That's competition. Don't tell me that every position is up for grabs. Hell no, it's not. It's not. That's the only issue I had. And I went on my little rant about it in one of my videos on my live stream. And just like, I'm tired of you saying it's open competition when obviously it's not every position open for competition. You can't fool us. We're smarter than the average, I guess, teddy bear. I can't even know what to say because not every position is open for competition. Who's our backup? Flacco is not going to beat out Jalen Hurts. Mullins is not going to beat out Jalen Hurts. So the obvious competitions, the obvious positions we know, tell me the ones that we don't know, the left tackle, the CB2, even the middle linebacker, because we got stacked all of a sudden, with Edward, with Edward Singleton and Wilson that came on board,
Sean
Taylor, Bradley.
Yeah.
That's the competition. Those are the competitions that I want to hear about, not the quarterback position. Well, we're not going to name a starter, blah, blah. Shut up. Jalen Hurts is your damn starter. Like, there's no other quarterback got a competition besides the Chicago Bears, or the Jets don't have no competition. Wilson will be their quarterback. The Broncos maybe with Bridgewater and Locke. I mean, but the Philadelphia Eagles don't have competition at the quarterback position. Cut it out.
Absolutely, man. Like we understand like competition makes players better, but like
absolutely,
you're not gonna fool us and act like Jalen Hurts is not the starter. That's just obvious. We know he's gonna be the starter. There's no way Joe Flacco's beating Jalen Hurts. And if that happens, I'm just not being an Eagles fan anymore, bro. Like if he beats out Jalen Hurts, that's gonna be a surprise for me.
But that means that Jalen Hurts is that bad and needs to be traded next year. I mean, that's it.
And Mullins, no. Mullins, hex. Yeah. As we're talking about the offense, you mentioned Rager earlier. So what's like a little stat prediction for Rager? And do you think he's going to be good or just not the right pick for Eagles from 2020?
I predict that Rager will have a breakout season. He could only go up from the 300 stupid yards that he had last year and that one touchdown that he got. So he can only get better than that. If he don't get better than that, folks, we need to cut him. Like, there's no need for a third year. Get rid of him right then and there. If you can't get no more than 300 yards this year and one touchdown, then you are just a horrible NFL player. So my stat prediction for Rager is about 700 to 800 yards receiving and about 6 touchdowns. Because I feel like with Smith and Goddard and maybe Fulgham in there, take it. And plus, if we're the number one rushing defense or top two, the number one rushing offense or top two as best, I mean, the wide receiver touchdowns might be limited. So for him to get 700, 800 yard receiving, 6 to 7 touchdowns, that's a great year for him. And that's a great year for the Eagles because that means that the tight end is producing and Devontae Smith, he's producing, and TF13, he's producing. So everybody is producing. So I could see, like I said, about 700, 800 yards and about 6, 7 touchdowns.
I completely agree with you. Now, if Rager's not good this year, bro, how we making me lose it more? Like, you had the chance to get Jefferson and you didn't want him. Like, come on. Like, it's ridiculous to me. I feel like you should know the obvious, but I'm not gonna go on that rant because it's gonna be too long. But hey, what's up, Bird Gang 31? How you doing, man? He's been doing great with his channel. Everyone on there. He got
Bird Gang is on fire. Yes, yo, he's on fire. And I got my next live with Bird Gang 31. Yes. I think 6:30. So I mean, hey, we're gonna go at it again. So this time on his channel. So
go check it out. Go check it out, everyone. Bird Gang and JC on Bird Gang's channel, 6:30. Go check it out.
Yes, sir.
Man, how are you feeling about these linebackers?
I love the linebackers, man. Look, when the day that Nate Gary left was the day I bought me a big bottle of Tito's and I celebrated because Nate Gary, by far, I think has been one of the worst linebackers we had. This dude was garbage. Dumpster juice, dumpster fire. I mean, he went to another team. He signed with the 49ers and still got cut.
Hallelujah.
So if that happens, Why the hell Jim Schwartz took so damn long figuring it out how bad this guy was? I mean, he could have played Taylor or Bradley at any given point, but no, he did not. Nate Gary is a horrible NFL player. He belongs on special teams. That's it. He did not belong as a starting linebacker for anything. So now we traded Nate Gary for Eric Wilson. Just think about that.
Yeah.
Eric Wilson
Yeah.
led the league, or almost to leading the league in tackles last year, and he didn't play the full season. He came in when Kendricks got hurt and the other linebacker and Bart got hurt. He came in like week 3 or week 2 or 3, and he still had 100 plus tackles. So we traded that guy, Eric Wilson, and Nate Gary. So I like it. Singleton, he said that he wants to break the Eagles' season record for tackles for linebacker. He's going after that record. I don't know what the record is, but he has to be over 100 something. But he showed up last year. When he had his opportunities, he showed up. So now we got and TJ Edwards. He got hurt last year, and that's what hurt our run defense. But he's a run stopper. So with TJ Edwards, with Singleton, with Wilson, and then you substitute Taylor in there, Bradley in there, or even, think about this, Ryan Kerrigan. He's a 3-4 guy. So Ryan Kerrigan played, linebacker half his career, and then he moved to the 4-3. So, I mean, our linebacker is stacked right now, and I like it. I don't care if people say, oh, there are no names. Just like when I started this live stream, I said, if you don't know who I am, by the end of this live stream, you will. Hey, the Eagle linebackers, if you don't know who they are, by the end of the season, you will know who they are because they're going to be punching some people in the mouth.
Absolutely, man. I feel like this linebacking core is so young. But like some of why they were so bad last year is because it's not because of them. Nate Gary, it's clearly because of him. He sucks. Nate Gary, we know he sucks. Other than him, the rest of the linebackers, they have potential. It's just that with the sticks defense, it's not going to help them because none of them are blitzing the quarterback. And that's something that these linebackers are good at. And I feel like that's something that kind of like ruined the confidence of the linebackers. But they're gonna be some hungry dogs this year. But
the dog mask should come out week 1.
Yes.
If I was the Philadelphia Eagles, I would have everybody, all the players, their coaches, come out and send out a tweet, a message to the Philadelphia Eagle fans. Bring your dog mask.
Yes.
Week 1, because we are underdogs from the start, from the jump. And guess what? We feed off of that. We like being counted out. The Philadelphia Eagles has made 3 straight playoff games after we won the Super Bowl year, the following year, and then with Carson Wentz drugged the dumpster Jews, the practice squad players to the playoffs. Last year was the only year. So out of 4 years, 3 of them, we made the playoffs. And 2 of them, we had to get on the roll. Yeah. We was counted out. And then that's when we started rolling. I don't understand that. Why do Philadelphia Eagle players have to wait until they get counted out, being trashed by the media, being talked bad, like, oh, they done, they're out. And that's when all of a sudden they decide to play. I don't get that. Play from the jump so we could get a first-round bye and be in a better position than to fight your way, the last 3-4 weeks. Play from the jump.
Yes, for sure, man. Like, dude, I can't wait for this regular season to start because I just want to prove these analysts and these media guys that you were wrong. I want to rub it in their faces by the end of the season when we did the little things to get us there, when no one expected us to get far. I want to rub it in the faces of the media because everyone's counting us out. So why not wear a dog mask this year just to show that worth
Yeah,
some
that's what I'm saying.
$3. Yeah, I agree with you. Um, but like when we were talking about the coaching staff, who was like your favorite like hiring as a coaching staff? Like the guy that you like the most?
I love the JG hire. Like
Yeah.
I love the Jonathan Gannon hire because if it wasn't for Jonathan Gannon, Eric Wilson and Anthony Harris would not be signed with Philadelphia.
Hmm.
Because think about this. Eric Wilson was a top 5 linebacker last year. We signed for 1 year, $5 million. Maybe 4, but I think it's $5 million. But still, he could have went out on the market and got a multi-year deal worth at least probably $8 to $10 million a year as a middle linebacker, as starting linebacker, because based on his stats from last year. Anthony Harris led the league, not last year, but the year before. He led the league in interceptions. And then this year, because the defense was hurt, so he had to do a lot, but he still had 100+ tackles. He could went out on the market and sign for a multi-year deal, $10 million a year. But they didn't because JG was like, hey, if you come to Philly and next year league wide have more money, you can make double what you would have made this year. So they followed him to Philly. So JG was the best hire for me. And my second was Nick Sirianni. I mean, I love the whole, mindset. Yes, he played, like I tell people this. The whole rock paper scissors was just to calm the players down, which is
Yeah.
just to calm it down. Like if you ever had an interview, right, have a real job and go through an interview, the first thing they tell you is this: tell me about yourself. Why do they say that? Because it relaxes you because it's something that you know. You have to know yourself, right? I mean, who knows you better than you? So they like the first question is tell me about yourself just to keep you at ease. Hey, my name is this, blah, blah, blah. And then they start going into the questions. So JG, with Nick Sirianni, with the whole rock paper scissors, which should probably calm him down because he never been in that situation before as a head coach, talking to draftees and to calm the player down that he talking to.
Hmm.
So that was my second. So those are the two top hires for me. Is JG number one because the defense, Jim Schwartz, the whole mindset of just the whole wide nine and not ever blitzing. And we still had 47, 49 sacks last year. We was third in the league. We were number one at one point in sacks without blitzing. So imagine this year if we start blitzing and we start playing some exotic defense. That's why I say that the Philadelphia Eagles there should be a top 5 defense just based off their line from last year that didn't blitz. If we're blitzing this year, we should get at least 55 to 60 sacks.
Yeah. Dude, like we had like about 47 sacks like year. And you saw in that what was it? It was I think the Niners game where we pressured Nick Mullins, and when we were blitzing, things started to happen. Things started to pick up. Um and then it helped us because the more you pressure the quarterback, the more it makes him nervous, so
Absolutely.
they don't have to throw the ball. They start forcing the ball because they don't know what to do with all this pressure coming from different angles. So man, if we blitzed more last year, I think we would have at least, you said it best, like at least 60 to 50 sacks. But yeah, what's like what are you thought like what are your thoughts on the media writing this off, and do you think they'll regret it at the end of the season?
Oh yeah, I mean, look, the media to me is just like oh, a bunch of dogs fighting over one bone.
Yeah.
Like they are pathetic. Like they're just trying to make a story And they're doing a good job because every Eagle YouTube content creator is what? Is talking about it.
Yes.
So, I mean, they're doing a good job. They are putting that bone out there, and we all like, so the media is going to do what the media do best. And they're going to do fake news. Just like a good example, yesterday, everybody jumped on the Damian later, supposed to be requesting a trade. But he came out and said, hey, I didn't request anything. You know what I mean? So somebody threw it out there and everybody just ran with it. And we still gonna run with it because it's a possibility it might happen. But it's a seed that they plant in people's minds and it grows from there. You just like, a seed, flower. You plant a seed and then you just let it go. You just let it grow. So the media, they will regret it at the end of the season. Even if we're not number one team, but we're definitely not a number 30 or 29. We at least in the middle of the pack. Worst case scenario, I put the Philadelphia Eagles at 15.
Yeah.
15, 16.
I agree with you. This, the media, the only thing they want is just clicks. So if it helps them, they get more attraction and then more views. That's the only thing they want. And it's not good for them, but in their heart of hearts, they know the actual answer. They know the Eagles are not the worst or the 31st worst team in the NFL.
The Jets, Jacksonville, who else? Jets, Jacksonville, the Lions, the Bengals. Look, I mean, there's at least, there's 4 teams right there. So that automatically bump us to number 28. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
It's crazy. But we got one more question here.
I don't want to keep it coming.
Yeah, I don't want to take too much of your time because I know you're a busy man. But what's a perfect season for the Eagles this season?
I think with the team that we have, the perfect balance of veterans and rookies. With the first 6 games being the toughest on our schedule.
Yeah.
And us getting a late bye to make a playoff push and being in a division where the past 4 or 5 years, it's always come down to the last 2-3 games. We always will be in the hunt, no matter what. Even if we start at 0-3, 0-4, Philadelphia fans, y'all know better than this. We never out of the race. We never out of the race. If there's a percentage, a 1% chance, we still have a chance. Period. Yeah. So a good season for the Philadelphia Eagles is at least fighting for the division or a wild card. I got us going 11-6 because I think that we're going to beat some teams we're not supposed to beat, and we're going to lose to some teams we're not supposed to lose. But I feel like with this coaching staff, the first 6 weeks to me are going to be crucial because there's no tape on Nick Sirianni offense.
Yes.
There's no tape on JG defense.
Yes.
So the unknown factor of it is going to work towards our advantage. Remember when we got Chip Kelly?
Yeah.
People was trying to go back to the college days and figure out how to stop the 60-second offense, boom, hey, snap the ball within 10 seconds of the play clock and stuff like that. So, look, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles have a perfect chance to win 10 games, lose 7, and fighting for a wild card spot. Worst case scenario, best case scenario, winning 11-6, winning the division.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's like no one knows what our offense is going to be. No one knows what our defense is going to be. So if it's like those first 3 games, they're not going to know what we're doing. But until we play defenses that are tougher and stuff, it's going to be harder for them because they didn't see our offense ever yet. They can go look at the Colts all they want, but you also have to remember Nick Sirianni was not the guy running that offense. It was
Nope.
Frank Reich. So
Yep.
you don't know what to expect from this offense or this defense. But yeah, I appreciate you for coming on one more time, JC. Nate, you joined super late, man. We about to wrap it up. Yeah, but thank you for stopping by, Nate. We are about to wrap it up. But JC, let them know where they can find you one more time.
Hey, once again, if you're not following me, hey, go to my YouTube channel, JC Eagles Talk. All right. So I'll be trying to drop the dopest content, try to go live as much as I can. And you will want to subscribe to my channel because this upcoming season, I believe the first week in August, me and Coach Dante, we about to get our thing going on with fantasy week, waiver wire advice, who to start, who to sit. I mean, on a weekly basis. So you would not want to miss that. And also, hey, we are Eagle content creators. I mean, the whole point of this YouTube community is because in the near future, this is going. This is where you're gonna come for your news, your Eagles news, your Giants news, your Cowboys news, your Washington football team news, because the big media is slowly gonna get phased out. We see how the world is coming to, like, it's time to change. So please subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube under JC Eagles Talk. And I appreciate all the love and support. And thank you, Big Play Slade. And once again, congrats on reaching that 200. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. So, hey, you done set that path so deep for me. I'm back here just trying to see you. But, hey, let's get it. Help your boy out. Put me at 200, hopefully by the start of training camp.
Yeah, let's get them to 200, bro. Like that's the main goal, to help everyone else. We gotta get JC to 200. The man puts out great content. He puts out live streams on a regular. I just be seeing that dude go on live every single day, basically. So please go subscribe to this man. He's at 156 right now. Let's get him to 200. I think it's likely he can get it in the next week or two. So go do it. And one more time, thank you to everyone that stopped by in the chat. But I'm out. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.